little bit about this week. This is super random, but this week, Sunday, I went to go see the Taylor Swift Experience, and I was really excited about it because I'm not a Swiftie, but I do love some Taylor Swift. Swifties go real hardcore. They're like the Beehive. So I'm just kind of like, someone just appreciates Taylor's music, artistry. Anywho, so I had tickets for probably 3 weeks. Whenever they announced it is the day that I bought it. And I was thinking, who can I go with? And I didn't really have anybody that like came to mind. I know someone who is a Swiftie, but I was like, she probably I'm going to dim her energy, and I ain't doing it. So I called a friend. They were like, well, I got something going on that week, but I'll be back and I will go with you. Cool. The day of, that friend got sick. And you know how you just know that something is gonna happen? Like, something is gonna happen. Like, it is what it is. And I called a couple people to see if they wanted to go, and they couldn't. It was on a Sunday afternoon, and it's 3 hours. And I didn't realize it was 3 hours until a couple hours before. And so I really hated that, but I'm gonna go. Because number one, I paid for it, and number two, I really want to see it. And so it was the perfect time to go. And I say that because it was Sunday, and I was still thinking that even after church, people were gonna be there grouped up. There were maybe 4 or 5 groups in the theater. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Now, there were some extremes that were in there. It was probably their second time seeing it. They were singing, they were dancing. They had matching t-shirts and glitter and all the bracelets and bangle dangles. It was entertaining. But I was almost hesitant not to go because I was alone. And I find myself in a lot of situations where I want to do things, and the people around me, it's not that they could care less, but they're on their own thing. They're doing their own stuff. And so sometimes my stuff doesn't collide with their stuff. And it's been a while since I wanted to do things with other people, and it just seems like it never works. And I was really just thinking like, man, I'm alone a lot. And I find being alone sometimes a strength, because I am able to do things, by myself. Like, there's some people who won't go to the grocery store by themselves. There's some people who won't travel by themselves. And I will do that. And I know that a lot of people will hold themselves back in preparation for somebody to do things with. And so I went there, and I started to kind of be in my feelings. And then when I got there, I was like, oh, this is great. I kicked back, had my feet on the seat, I had my popcorn, my icy, and I was singing, okay? It was a good time. I went at a great time. The people around me were great. Like, it was a good time. And fast forward, Wednesday, my book was delivered to my house. And I was so excited. And then when I opened it, some of my excitement subsided. And I'm not quite sure why. But I started telling some of my core people. Like, I have people, but once again, we have children, they live in other states, blah, 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 woo, woo. And when I tell y'all, like, I put it on Snapchat, and I probably have 10 friends there, and the people who were like, oh my gosh, you finally did it. And I know finally will probably trigger some people, but it doesn't trigger me, and here's why. This video is all over the place. I apologize. It is what it is. Finally doesn't trigger me because I have spoken this into my life. And God has woven the pieces together to get the perfect situation for me. I have said probably since elementary, when I grow up, I'm going to write a book. I love books. I have such a keen connection to being a child and walking into our neighborhood or community library and picking out books and picking out movies, and I have transferred that to my children, and my children have a love of books, and just watching them grow over time and making friends at our community library. When we walk in, it's like, hey, da da da, hey, da da da, like, and mutual, knowing each other's names. It's like a true community. And y'all, like, I am excited that my friends saw this, but I'm excited to walk into the library and tell, hey, Miss Flo, hey, Miss Terry, hey, Miss Jan, hey, Miss Susan, I want to show you something really special. I'm excited to do that on Tuesday. I am overwhelmed by people supporting me in this effort. And it really, like, it brings a tear to my eyes when people are like, oh yeah, I bought 3 copies. Yeah, I bought 5 copies. There are kids that are gonna get to see just an ounce of my family, but see how we do family. And y'all, family is tough. But I just find that it's so beautiful. Like, when I got the book, my oldest daughter, she's a phenomenal reader, she's 7, and she read like my, you know, dedication, and I started to tear up because it was like, here is my heart, and my heart is reading the words that I have spoken to them via this publication. Oh, it's special. It is so special. Yeah. So that was a long way to say, sometimes you may feel alone. It is okay to step out and do and be alone. Don't feel like you have to wait on other people to do the things you want to do. But also know that in this crazy things called life, you may feel alone, but you're probably not alone. There are people who want to support you in different ways. You just have to figure out what those ways are. I didn't have a friend with me to go to the movie, but I had a friend to encourage me, and they bought a book from me. I may not have a friend to go on vacation with, but I have a friend that don't mind us coming to visit and hanging out and showing us their city. You know, I may not have a friend who could come and sit and meet me at the coffee shop, but I have a friend who will let me send my manuscript or talk over some thoughts with me via text or via email or via phone. We have to meet our people where they're at and vice versa. Yeah. Okay. I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I hope that you won't allow being alone to stop you from doing things that makes your heart filled with joy.